Okay, how y'all doing today? Just want to do a quick video because generally YouTube's a place to go for advice on things like this. So I just wanted to kind of make a video from start to finish and kind of document the results that I get. Not quite sure how it's going to go yet, um, but I have watched a lot of videos from Above Ground Pool Pros. The guy really seems to know what he's talking about, and I've learned a lot from him in the past. So we'll see how this goes. But this is the current state of my pool. Alright, so a little background on it. We just had about 3 days of torrential rain, followed by 95-degree weather and intense sun. Chlorine was virtually gone. No chlorine based on the pool strips, and my pH was super low. So, ignore the mess. Like I said, I just tested the pool water with these guys. All of this you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot. Of course, chlorine right now is ridiculously high, but I was able to stockpile on some shock. Anyway, tested the pool again. It was reading low all the way down on every category. So I got the pH balanced, able to get it up to ideal range, as well as added some chlorinating liquid, got that to ideal range. Now, based on some of the videos I watched, this is the way to go. This is a flocculant. Basically, you add this to your water. It makes all the microscopic debris that may be in the water heavy. When you get the microscopic debris floating, like suspended in the water, that's where you get that cloudy look. Now the green is obviously from live algae. So before I add this, I did go ahead, because it says if algae is present, treat with Clorox Pool Supply Algicide. So that's what I did. This is only like a 4,000 gallon pool. So I added about 6 ounces, 6.5 ounces of this. It says 16 ounces per 10,000 gallons. So I may have stuck my toe on it, but as you can see, it's pretty green. So I figured a little extra won't hurt. I'm about to add the flocculant here in about, probably about 20 minutes. I'll add that. And basically you put it in there, run your pump on recirculate, so it's not running through the filter. I have a sand filter pump, and it's not going to be able to filter out this fine particle of algae that's suspended in the water anyway. So you just run it on circulate for 2-3 hours after you add the flocculant. Then you cut it completely off for 12 to 24 hours. So it'll probably be tomorrow morning before I actually come out and check it again. But what it's supposed to do again is suspend or capture the floating particles and sink them to the floor, so that when by tomorrow morning, in theory, I'll just be able to vacuum the bottom through the waistline. That's very important with a sand filter, because again, the sand is not going to filter out this fine particle. So if you try and run it through the filter, you're just going to be blowing this right back into the water and suspending it in the water again, and then you'll be right back to square one. So tomorrow morning, after it sinks, come out here, vacuum it through the waistline. We'll see how it goes. I'll continue this tomorrow. All right, here we are next day. The flocculant actually worked. As you can see, the water is no longer cloudy, clear all the way to the bottom, and everything that was suspended in the water is now sitting on the bottom. So next step is to vacuum all that up through the waistline and just get it out of the pool. So that's what I'll do next. Alright, so again, flock worked. everything's settled on the bottom. So I'm about to try out my new vacuum head that I got from Lowe's yesterday. See how it does. And again, vacuum everything through the waistline. My pump waist here. And get started. Well, I stopped for a little bit to get the water level back up. Since I'm running through the waistline, I'm losing water, but that's just part of it, having to get this stuff out of here. This stuff is so fine, you got to move real slow. It's so fine that just the movement of this water hose, which I intentionally wanted it to feel slow, but even that little bit of movement you can see has pushed it off the edge, which I'm not complaining about because it's hard to vacuum on the edge. But I'm gonna let this fill up, cut the water off, and then let everything settle down and get started again. So we're making strides with this thing. Was able to get all the green off the bottom, as you can see. Now, the water did cloud slightly. That's to be expected because no matter how hard you try, as you're moving along, those fine particles are going to stir up some. But overall, much improved. Now, I got this heavier stuff on the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and use the filter option because I get more suction through the filter option with the vacuum. So I'll set it to filter after I let this settle a little longer. Like I said, turn it to filter, vacuum, and then what I'll do with the remaining cloudiness is just use a water clarifier. I've had pretty good luck with that in the past, and that'll help. Basically, the clarifier, it clings to those small particles a lot like the flocculant, but instead of sinking, it makes them bigger so that the sand can actually filter them out. Important thing there is run your filter for a while and backwash at least once, twice a day, and just let it run until it clears up. But so far, very happy with the results. In case y'all didn't know, it's hot in Mississippi. America. It has come a long way since yesterday morning. Started on this thing about, I don't know, 9 o'clock yesterday morning. Got all my chemicals and everything in there. Got back on at about 8:30 this morning. It's now about, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's hot. About 95 degrees here in central Mississippi with a heat index around 102, I believe. It's hot. So, whole reason we have a pool, right? If y'all enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Hope it helps somebody out. I know I go to YouTube for a lot of advice on things like this. Again, check out abovegroundpoolpros.com. Dude on there's got a lot of helpful tips. And y'all be blessed.